And good evening and welcome to Newsmax Prime. I'm John Bachman. J.D. Hayworth is on vacation. Good to have you with us. Of prime interest tonight, you're fired. It's not just a line Donald Trump uses in his reality show. It is a message that he passed along to Corey Lewandowski earlier today. Campaign spokesperson Hope Hicks told the New York Times, quote, "The Donald J. Trump campaign for president, which has set a historic record in the Republican primary, having received almost 14 million votes, has announced that Corey Lewandowski will no longer be working with the campaign. The campaign is grateful to Corey for his hard work and dedication, and we wish him the best in the future." Now, it was just a couple of days ago that Donald Trump was asked about Hillary Clinton's lead in several recent polls. Trump said, quote, "I haven't started yet." Well, maybe Lewandowski's firing means he's starting now and starting to wake up. The main problem with Lewandowski is that he enabled Trump to believe that the billionaire's cable show magnetism was enough to win a general election all by himself without a Republican Party unified behind him. Folks, that's impossible, even for Donald Trump. And people still employed by Trump's campaign already knew that. Since the total embarrassment that was the 2012 election, the GOP has been playing catch up with the Democrats' organizational juggernaut. Love him or hate him, the RNC holds the keys to Trump's best chances of winning. We're talking about critical data, knowing where undecided voters live, down to their street address, ways to reach them and ways to get them to the polls to vote, not just for Trump, but also down ballot for candidates that actually defend the Constitution, respect your freedom, and our tax dollars. The party bosses are not going to give up that data if Trump is endangering the GOP majorities in Congress. One of the nominee's core responsibilities is to grow his coattails so that the chosen party, the party that Trump chose, the Republican Party, can maintain control of the Senate and the House. The 2016 election map already puts Republicans at a huge disadvantage, and over the last couple of weeks, Trump has not done much to mitigate that. But Lewandowski's ouster could finally be confirmation that Trump knows, or maybe his kids know, or whomever was able to finally convince him to do this, knows that the Donald is no longer running against his own party. He is running against Hillary Clinton. President Obama's third term and the Democratic control of the Senate and the Supreme Court confirmation process, and maybe even Democratic control of the House, which is not out of the realm of possibilities. You might be longing for Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell's ousters as well, but I doubt you are pulling for Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer to replace them as Speaker of the House and Senate Majority Leader. That, folks, is the unfortunate reality of a divided Republican Party with just 140 days until the election. Don't worry, you can still replace Ryan and McConnell, maybe in midterm elections. At least that's the way I see it. All right, Miranda Khan has more on what this shakeup means for Donald Trump's campaign and possibly for the GOP as a whole. Miranda?
John, as Donald Trump would say, this shakeup is huge, big enough that it has everyone talking, and maybe, just maybe, that's the whole idea.
This is the one-year anniversary.
It was just last week that Donald Trump marked the one-year anniversary since announcing his bid for the presidency. And since day one, this man, Corey Lewandowski, had been there serving as Trump's campaign manager.
It's been such a privilege to be part of the team.
While fairly new to political campaigns, Lewandowski quickly made a name for himself by doing what many feared.
Let Trump be Trump.
His strategy worked, allowing Trump to quickly knock out not a few, but 16 competitors, making him the now presumptive Republican presidential nominee.
I don't discard people.
That was Trump in March, responding to the media after Lewandowski's infamous encounter with Michelle Fields. The former Breitbart reporter seems to be reveling in the news of Lewandowski being let go, tweeting this: "Hey, Corey Lewandowski, I hear Breitbart News is hiring." Fields had accused Lewandowski of manhandling her during a Trump campaign event in Florida, but the sheriff's office dropped the charge against him, and Lewandowski continued to lead the Trump train. So why the sudden change-up? Some point to Trump's recent slip in the national polls, but there are other things to consider, like mounting pressure within Trump's own campaign, with rumors swirling of rising tension between Lewandowski and Trump's campaign chairman, Paul Manafort. While both work closely with Trump, neither can compete with Trump's own family, which some sources point to as the real reason Lewandowski was let go. But Lewandowski disputes that.
Anybody to say that the family disagreed, I don't think would be accurate.
And Corey Lewandowski is still expected to be at the Republican convention in Cleveland, where he will serve as a chairman of the New Hampshire delegation. It's a position that he will keep unless he chooses to resign. John, back to you.
All right, Miranda, we'll see if he's there in Cleveland.